Peace, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. It is me, Soli, out here spreading them good vibes, and hopefully today you get to feel it too. Now let's jump right into the video and learn something new. There's nothing new under the sun, but oh well, I guess that's my intro. But yeah, so today we'll be talking about Antares, the Antares constellation, star, their dimension, the beings of Antares, who they are, what they are, why they are, and things of that nature. Before I jump into this video, I also want to shout out Dolo, the pilot man or flight boss. If you guys are familiar with him and his channel and the videos he makes, then I guess you will understand why I'm shouting him out in this Antares video. But yes, today we'll be discussing the Antares beings. So the Antares beings are residing. The Antares beings are also residing in the 11th dimension where the angels reside. These are beings. These are light beings. These are solar systems. They're like galaxy beings, I guess you can kind of say. Because my point is, when we talk about the Antares beings, they're not dense. And yes, they're light, they're physical. Their expression is like light. They're like light beings, but it's like we have 5th dimensional light beings, 6th dimensional light beings, and as you move up the scale, the energy, the atom and the energy vibrates faster and faster. This is kind of what discerns the different dimensions. It's all about the vibration of the atom. Like for instance, us in this density, we are where we are due to the fact that our vibration, our atom is vibrating at a certain vibration, and because this atom of ours is vibrating slow, it allows us to manifest in this 3rd dimensional realm. But let's say if we were to find a way to quicken our vibration, then for one, we will be perceived as superhuman beings. We'd be able to do crazy things like run fast, I guess you can say, or walk through walls and shit like that, but it's like everything is ultimately about vibration, frequency, energy. These are like, to a degree, the key of the universe. Once you understand energy, vibration, and frequency, then you are, in a sense, far ahead than the rest. And this is kind of, the 369 secret that Nikola Tesla was talking about. Ultimately, he was talking about energy, vibration, and frequency. 369. These are what they are: energy, vibration, and frequency. Right now, the Antares beings. These are ultimately beings of the 11th dimension. As I mentioned, they are angelic, I guess, in their nature. Like, they're not the angels themselves. Like, angels and Antares beings, and angels and Antares, to a degree, they have a discernment, but they both have like such a strong expression of God or source or whatever you want to call it. So the Antares beings, it is said that these beings are made of like golden light. Like their molecule is like of golden light, and to a degree it is said that they, like, in a sense, kind of resemble like a praying mantis. Like like my cover, my video thumbnail or whatever, that kind of gives you an idea of what they look like, but that's not truly who they are or what they look like truly, like in their true essence or form. But when they find ways to manifest themselves to us, to connect with us in these lower dimensions, and this is how they show themselves. Even though I gotta say, this is most of the time really rare, as it is very hard for us human beings to fathom, comprehend these 11th dimensional beings. Like, it is almost impossible. Like, there is a 1 in a million chance of us perceiving them with our physical eyes or things of this nature, because they themselves are very, very high vibrational. These beings have been affecting us most definitely since the beginning of time, I guess you can kind of say. but they kind of work behind the scenes as we are not able to comprehend them or see them. And it's said that most of the time when they are working to assist us, then they are working they're of course working behind the scenes as we ourselves are not able to see them. That doesn't mean that they're not helping us, you know. It's kind of like the concept of source God or whatever. Like a lot of people are like, you know, they think like, if God is real, why doesn't He show Himself? My bad. What? That is such a huge mistake on my behalf, calling God a Him. You know, like, and it's sometimes, I guess you can say, very subconscious. But God is not a him or her. It's a he. What the fuck? It's an it. God is an it. It's ultimately hermaphrodite in its energy. Well, it's just pure light, pure essence. You know, it's the essence. But yes. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like that. Like, but yes, you know, as I was saying, these are ultimately high dimensional beings, and it's kind of like the same concept with source itself. You know, like a lot of people talk about, if God is real, then why can't we perceive Him, or why doesn't it express itself and things of that nature? And it's like, it expresses itself through everything. God resides in every atom, every molecule, you know, and I'll elaborate more on that along the lines. But ultimately, like the Antarians beings, you know, like I said, they are like made up of golden light, like their molecules, or of golden essence of golden light, if you get what I'm saying. They're very high vibrational, you know, and they're also very, very healing to work with. They are masters of sound and light. You know, whereas the Palladians, they like work with sound and light. Well, they work with like colors, sound, and light, I guess. Well, what am I saying? Light, color is the same fucking thing. Jeez. But yeah, you know, whereas like the Palladians and the Syrians, they're working with these. They're like, yes, they're advanced, most definitely, and they are good with these energies. But it's like when we talk about the Antares beings, these are the masters. You know, they're the masters of these workings. They're the masters of light and sound, because truly there isn't really a discernment between light and sound, if we're to be honest, you know. But yes. So Antares beings, like I mentioned earlier, these beings are not just beings like as we like they're not identical to the other dimensional beings, you know, like the fifth, sixth, seventh, and things of this nature. When we get to these beings, the Antares beings, we are now perceiving star beings, galaxy beings, you know. These Antares beings are stars. They're star beings, you know, but it's like when you get to the Antares dimension, 11th dimension, there isn't particularly like a shit ton of stars out there, because you know the stars that we perceive in this dimension, these stars are more vibrating at lower vibrations, if you get what I'm saying. They're more like 5-dimensional, 6th, 7th dimensional stars. But when we get to like the 11th dimension and the stars, they're not really a multitude. Like there isn't like a bunch of them as we perceive them here. But although yes, this is true, it's not, in their case, it's not like power and numbers, but it's like, yes, there's like a multitude, a couple of stars, you feel me? But these stars are very, very powerful, and it's said that these beings, Antares beings, they're not separate from the stars in their constellation, in their dimension, 11th dimension, you know. They actually are those star beings, and what they do is they help channel in the source energy, because source energy is ultimately pure creation. It's like the pure essence, you know. It's like it's not really, you can't really discern it, but what these, like there's no differentiation, like there is no separation or things of that nature, if you get what I'm saying. So what these Antares beings do, these Antares star beings do, is they channel in that source energy, and ultimately it is through them that the two twin rays manifest, the feminine and the masculine manifest, and but yes, as I was saying, they're not separate from the stars, they are the stars, and it's to them that these twin ray energies manifest. And because what they do is they take that source energy and they, in a sense, allow it to play out as the negative and the positive, or the feminine and the masculine. They allow it, in a sense, to play out in this essence, or in this role. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. And each star, in a sense, has its own energetic expression. Like one star is manifesting the feminine, while the other is manifesting the masculine. One star is the negative, while the other is the positive. One is like darkness, one is light, if you guys get what I'm saying. So now these Antarian stars, or beings, you can say, what they do is they channel in this source energy, in a sense. You can say they kind of structure it or whatever. And now what they do is they spread it out into the universe, the universe, into every fucking dimension. And so because of this is why every dimension has this ability to feel the love of source, and to tap into that source creation energy, including the lower dimensions as well. So these Antarian beings, these star beings, emit this energy of source, and in a sense structure it kind of, so then they help source anchor in the ability to manifest creation. They are very similar with the angels. They kind of, I feel like maybe there isn't really a discernment between them and the angels, but yes, they're very similar in their energy. It's just that when these Antarian beings manifest to us, they are perceived, they come to us as like not reptilian, but like mantis like beings. Like they look like mantis beings, but like with the light body. They look like mantis beings formed of light, if you guys get what I'm saying. But yes, this is like how they manifest themselves when they come to us. Now, but yeah, as I was saying, that's in a sense kind of how they manifest to us. They come to us as like these beings of, guess you can say, praying mantis in appearance. They're like, I'll just leave it at that. They look like praying mantis, like more of like light being praying mantis, if this makes sense. Sorry guys, there's so much distractions around me at this moment, but as I was saying, this is in a sense how they choose to manifest to us, as in a sense praying mantis like in their appearance, even though truly they are light beings. It is said that in appearance they look like these praying mantis beings, and in a sense their molecules seem like solar systems. They look like planets, and it is said that these planets are all orbiting a sun in the middle, located in the heart chakra, if you get what in the heart center, I mean. It's in the heart center that all of their molecules, in a sense, are like revolving around, if you guys get what I'm saying. But yes, to a degree, this is kind of like, to me, this is deep, because a lot of beings, well, not a lot of people, but typically Dolo the Pilot Man, he talks about, beings that have worlds within them. But on top of that, we ourselves have world within us too, like, don't get it twisted. We ourselves also have worlds within us, and to a degree, this is kind of what the chakras are. Your higher chakras and your lower chakras, they're all different worlds. They're all different dimensions, if you get what I'm saying. Now, when it comes to these Antarians beings, we already discussed how they are light in their appearance, golden light. You know, they come to us as like golden light looking praying mantis beings, if you get what I'm saying. Now, these beings ultimately work with us at a DNA level. They speak to our DNA. You know, they want to, in a sense, redo the damage that has been done, all of the manipulation that has been done. They want to help bring our DNA back to its wholeness, because throughout humanity's time there has been a lot of genetic manipulation that has happened and it has been done to us by lower entities, lower beings. Like, for instance, my previous video I talked about the reptilians, and the reptilian beings are predominantly the ones that are kind of responsible, I guess you can say, for all of this genetic manipulation and things of this nature. But the Antarians beings, they're more trying to redo it, you know, and all of these extractions, man, it's crazy. But yes, as I was saying, they want to help us. What the fuck? I don't know, it's interesting because, like, when I did, you know, the video on the reptilians, there were also distractions around me. But never mind, I don't even want to get into that. But yes, as I was saying, they want to help, you know, bring us back into our wholeness. They want to heal our DNA, because when we were first created, we were whole in our DNA, you know. And you know, the thing about DNA is it's ultimately like our highway to back to source, or it's like the map that guides us back to source, if you get what I'm saying. And you know, it's like everything is vibration frequency. DNA, what does it look like? Does it not kind of look like ladders? Now, what do we use ladders for? We use ladders to climb, you know, climb and ascend, climb up and go down. So yes, that is what our DNA is. It's ultimately our ability to go up and go back down, you know. And because we are kind of distorted in DNA, we have, in a sense, disconnected or lost our ways. But it is said that these Antarian beings want to help heal this DNA, because this in turn will help us reconnect back home, or have an access back home. But the thing about it is, ultimately, if you think about it, we are home. Everything is home. Everything is home, you know. And you know, that's ultimately like just the fact that the two energies, feminine and masculine, negative and positive, come from the same source, literally. This indicates or tells us that truly wrong and right is simply illusionary, subjective, you feel me? That's also another video, right? Because I can't just say that. But yeah, I can't just say that and not go in depth. That's like a whole another video as well. So it is also said that these matrices that we experience in these lower dimensions ultimately originated in the 11th dimension. It was in the 11th dimension that the matrix manifested. Now, when I say matrix, a lot of us don't really know what this word is. So we're kind of lost, you know, and we think that matrix, he said matrix, that's bad, you know, like we think that the word matrix means something bad. But ultimately all the matrix is, and is in a sense like the structuring of energy, the structuring of light, which allows life, or which allows creation to come forth. Like for instance, in the Matrix movie, the Matrix that the people were experienced was one of artificial, to a degree, I guess you can say. And in this Matrix, it was formed so then these beings were experiencing a specific sort of life, you know. For instance, in this realm, we have this false, well, I don't really even want to use those words, false, right, and things of that nature, but I'll just ultimately say this. In this dimension, you know, we have the Matrix, which we see around us, which a lot of people call Babylon and things of this nature, you know. And then there's another Matrix, which is the Matrix of nature, and this Matrix is completely different to this Matrix, you know, even though like this Matrix comes from the nature, you know, like nature is what helped us to build this Matrix. This is what ultimately all matrices are, you know, they're just systems and structures that allow life to manifest. So yes, it was at this 11th dimension, at these Antarians beings that first manifested this matrix, you know, and then they in turn helped anchor in that matrix, or the concept of a matrix, into the lower dimensions. I don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, so once these Antarians beings help to channel in that source light and kind of, I guess, allow it to manifest into feminine and masculine, which in turn allows life to come forth, what they do is they radiate, they send out that energy into the universe. And it is said that this energy, you gotta keep in mind, these interior beings are star beings, you know, so they're suns, I guess you can say. So these interior beings in turn connect to all other suns, the suns in the lower dimensions. Every sun is said to be connected to these Antares energy, this Antares energy, you know. And what happens is, it's kind of like, it's through these two energies that life in turn forms. So to a degree, you can kind of say that the sun out there is kind of like a mini manifestation of like source, or it's kind of our source, I guess you can kind of say. But yeah, I hope you guys get what I'm saying by that. It is said that these Antares beings are very loving in their energy, very kind in their energy, very truthful, very honest, you feel me? Very, very honest. They're all about the truth and things of this nature, because truly that's what love is. It's truth. It's pure understanding. A lot of us tend to misunderstand that there is such a thing as tough love, you know. And the devil, as you guys want to call it, does come to you in desirable ways, as the devil, or whatever, is said to be the angel of temptation, you feel me? So yeah, I guess I just wanted to put that in there. Like, love manifests in many ways. Like, when you look for love, you don't have to look for it in a way like that's beautiful, you know, in a way that's pleasing, desirable. But love is ultimately truth. It's like truth of the purest essence, if you get what I'm saying. But yes, this ultimately is part one. This is part one, right, of this is part one. I'll make part two, and probably part three, and I think I'll put them all together as it is, as it's Friday today, and I'm not really uploading this today, so I just have Saturday and Sunday to work on it. But yes, deuces, peace, catch you on the next video.